And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win? Not the week of Who Would Win, or the year, the month. I'm tired. So, from Mr. Ghostface, who wins? Ghostface or Leatherface? It's a battle of faces. It's a face-off, if you will. Now look, the problem anytime I use Ghostface in a versus, comes down to the very simple fact that Ghostface is not one person. This isn't the same as Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers. There are multiple different Ghostfaces throughout the entire film series. Hell, some movies literally have multiple ghost people playing Ghostface in it or being Ghostface. So it's very, very difficult to kind of put it together in that sense. But that being said, if I were to theoretically composite Ghostface into a single Ghostface, the ultimate Ghostface face, would he be able to put down Leatherface? Well, Leatherface, the problem Leatherface faces, God, the amount of faces I'm going to be saying in this video are, oh God, I'm already getting annoyed by it. So Leatherface is pretty much, neither of these guys have superpowers. I think that needs to be flat out stated. Neither of these guys have superpowers. But they're both kind of inhuman in their own unique way. Like, there's always a new Ghostface because the mantle keeps getting passed on. Leatherface has shown so much durability and has tanked enough hits in certain movies to kind of be a sort of supernatural individual. He's not, but you can make that very loose argument that he is. Like in the most recent one that was on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken, he has certainly survived more than a normal human should be able to survive. But at the same time, he's a beefy guy, so normally speaking, he's clearly stronger than an average guy. He's a beefy guy. And his weapon, admittedly, is more dangerous than most of whatever Ghostface has on him. Like, yes, the knife is a more maneuverable weapon, but if Ghostface gets hit with a chainsaw, Ghostface is in trouble. But that comes at the cost of a strategic, intelligent fighter. Leatherface has never been depicted as such. Now, Leatherface isn't inherently stupid, but it's always been depicted that he's had or at least most versions, not every version, but many versions, have mental stunting, mental retardation, something along those lines. They're a very simple individual. They don't have a lot of complex thought in their heads, is what I'm kind of getting at. But that being said, they can still surprise someone, know how to hide, all that kind of stuff. Whereas all the Ghostfaces have generally been a lot more intelligent than Leatherface, but not all of them have been very well equipped in terms of their gear. They usually have their knife. They'll use what's on hand, but they almost always have their knife. The mask can sometimes take a hit from something, and many of the more modern versions of Ghostface have worn Kevlar, have worn bulletproof vests. Now, I'm going to ask this question for Google right now. Can a bulletproof vest stop a chainsaw? Can a bulletproof vest stop an arrow, stop a chainsaw? And it's amazing. That one doesn't come up automatically. There we go. Stop a chainsaw. Stop a chainsaw, not an chainsaw. I wonder why it's an arrow and not a arrow versus not an chainsaw. Okay. Bulletproof vest cannot reliably stop a chainsaw. While some vests, particularly those with hard metal plates, might provide a degree of resistance, they are not designed to protect against continuous tearing motions of a chainsaw blade. And that is kind of what my thought process is, because a bulletproof vest, first off, bulletproof vests are only bulletproof up to a certain caliber. Like, you get a 50 cal, the bulletproof vest ain't doing shit. The best body armor in the world is not stopping a 50 cal. Those things are designed to go through freaking tanks. Anti-tank armor is not a thing yet, as far as I know. But beyond that, they're even for lower calibers, they're designed to stop impact, blunt force trauma. not shredding or piercing. Like a bulletproof vest isn't going to narrowly stop a knife. At least not, it's not going to dead stop a knife. It might slow a knife down, but it's not going to straight out stop it. Now, that said, it still can provide some minor support. Now, what the Ghostface, even if we just composite them together, also have on their side, is they are more agile. They're just more physically fit than Leatherface actually is. Leatherface is, again, beefy. He's powerful, but he's usually kind of a big guy, not very fast. If Ghostface is somehow caught in a Leatherface scenario, and these two are kind of staring each other, I think Leatherface would first off be confused by this guy. And honestly, Ghostface be saying, like, well, is like, you stealing my shtick? What movie are you from? And so, oh, it's like, please. It's like, Ghostface would start dodging the chainsaw as best he can. Start just stabbing him as best he can. Try to get for the head, but he's just, Leatherface would just, kind of block the blade best he can. He tries to go in for just a killing blow to the neck or the head, but Leatherface swings this chainsaw wildly. Ghostface probably has to dodge it as best he can, but Leatherface probably just charges and struggles with him. Unfortunately, this is where Ghostface would certainly be at a disadvantage. Mind you, Ghostface has been depicted strong enough to lift a grown man on a knife, with just a knife, on his back while stabbed. But mind you, that was apparently the very small, the little girl, the girl Ghostface in that movie. That was what, Scream 5, 4, whatever it was, the first reboot or remake, or just sequel boot, requel. So the first one with Jenna Ortega, I call bullshit. I think it wasn't her who did that, but still, some of the Ghostface are strong enough to lift a grown man, kind of. I mean, it's taking a lot of effort to do that, but still. But Leatherface is a much bigger guy than Dewey is. So I don't think I don't think he could reliably stab him in the gut and lift him. Honestly, I don't even think he could outpower Leatherface. Leatherface, like I said, beefy, very powerful guy, all things considered. So they're just and he probably could just maybe even break some Ghostface, or Ghostface just punches him in the face. Maybe he is able to get him to let go. Should note that he also does carry a meat hammer occasionally, so maybe he tries to hit him with a meat hammer. Now, a bulletproof vest actually could probably take a meat hammer pretty well, all things here, because that's mostly blunt force. That's what that is. So honestly, that's probably all fine. Now with that said, Ghostface, I think words here. I completely lost train of thought. They were saying Ghostface tries to go for his knife for the area. Meanwhile, the Leatherface goes for his chainsaw, starts it back up. Now, realistically, most ghost faces are cowards. They will run. But seeing as it's a fight to the death, or at least a fight to see who wins in the actual outcome, he's trying to go for his knife to stab him and get it in the left hand. But at that point, Leatherface comes in, starts to go through the Kevlar. Ghostface just starts stabbing him in the chest, and then finally gets through it and just. So look, do I think it happens like that every time? No. Are there scenarios where Ghostface just is able to get him through the neck or the head? He wins 1,000%. Do I think the bulk of the time, though, Leatherface would be able to muscle through a lot of pain, which he's shown he can do, including getting even clipped by his own chainsaw, stabbed, all that. Do I think he will muscle through enough pain to get the killing blow on Ghostface? I do think that's going to be the majority of the time. But I don't want to take nothing away from Ghostface. Like I said, if we're compositing the character, they are more intelligent. They might be able to strategize against Leatherface more and then just kind of go. But most of them aren't very stable, if any. So, the rationale there may be a little off. But anyway, I digress. That's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Put in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.